Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Beaky from the Untitled Game Show and the Elder Scrolls Central YouTube channel. And for you guys today, we have another deck showcase. It's called Magical Beginnings. It is an intelligent, pure mono deck. The reason why this deck is built this way is because it's for you guys out there who are new to the Elder Scrolls Legends, the beginners, the people who are just starting to play the game and don't have a lot of soul gems to buy a lot of rare cards, or just don't get lucky when you open in packs. This deck is very easy to make. It costs hardly anything, and as you will see right here from my match history, if played right, it definitely can help you out in casual play, get you a lot of gold to buy some more packs or get into arena tickets to get some more soul gems or even more golds from that way. So let's get into what we're going to be doing right now, guys. In the bottom left hand corner of the screen, you will be seeing a version of me playing this match right here in actual casuals. That match is going to really show a lot of different things about the deck and how it works. I'll have another match showcased on the channel coming up real soon, and we're going to go through all the cards, what they are about, why did I pick them, how they work together, because like I said, this is definitely for more beginner players, but you can play this as well if you are a pro at this game. You obviously could improve this deck to your own specific way, but remember guys, this is focused as newcomers. This is not out there for the people who have every 3 copies of every card in the game. That's why I made it the way it is. So if you're coming from legends-decks.com, thank you for coming over here. And if you're coming from my normal YouTube channel, I want to give a big shout out to these guys right here who noticed some of the problems I was having audio wise with my last video. I'm trying to improve it. I'm trying to speak a little bit slower, so try to explain everything a little bit better. You guys let me know how I'm doing. All right, let's get into it. So first thing first, we have 3 fire blooms, cruel. The reason for these, they combo very well with cards like Brutal Ashlander, which you will have 3 of them as well. Brutal Ashlander is a common card, as you guys will know. Common cards only cost 50 to soul summon, so it's very easy to get a bunch of these, and you get them a lot from opening packs as well. So many of the common cards in this deck will be very easy to get, and you probably have a lot of them just playing through some of the story modes and some of the early parts of playing the game. Moving on from there, we are looking at a common card again, Firebolt. Firebolt's a great card. It combos very well with other cards in this deck. Like, for instance, if you want to use it with a rare epic card, which is one of the 2 epic cards, we have 2 copies of it, is Spy Master. With Spy Master, if you want to use a Firebolt on him, he'll turn into a creature depending on how much Magicka you have. You also combo him as well with Cruel Fire Bloom, so you just destroy him and he'll actually turn into a creature and he'll do 5 damage to opponent's monster. Or you could destroy Spy Master using another card in this deck, which is right over here, Conjuring, which is another epic card, which epic cards do cost 400 soul gems to summon, but we don't have too many of them. But these are all really just a combo together and they work really well in the deck, so you are going to need some epics, but as you will see, it's not as many epics as most other decks that feature intelligence, especially as a mono only deck. I think this deck really works well as a 50 card deck. It's been working fun for me, and it's like really cool because people don't expect to see a 1 color deck. When you win with a 1 color deck, people usually say nicely done or something like that. Let's keep on going, guys. Right here, another common card. This card's very essential to this deck because we do have 18 actions and 30 creatures. With 18 actions, this card is going to have a high possibility of actually giving you an action into your hand, so that works out really well. Moving from there, Crystal Tower Crafter. With 18 actions, he will get powered up very quickly, so she'll become a really strong card over time. Evermore Steward is a rare card. It's only 1 guard. I don't like having more than 1 of them in this specific deck. If you need more, you can put more for more defense, but that's just not how this deck really works. It does have some anti-aggro abilities because of all the ways to clear out monsters like Firebolts, Cruel Fire Booms, and later on you will see from Lightning Bolts and even Firestorm. So there's a lot of ways to clear out monsters that's going to get strong really quickly, or orcs in lanes with, like, if you have 4 orcs in a lane with only 1 or 2 defense, by the time your 4th turn you can put a Cruel Fire Broom and take them all out because they have a low amount of defense. It's not that this deck isn't aggro heavy itself, but I'm classifying this deck as other because it's not specifically going to be aggro. It's not specifically going to be trying to win by the 6th turn. It's going to be more of those 7-8 turn win kind of games, as you will see from the match you guys are watching right now, guys. So right there, that's this match, as you guys are about to see, is about to be over anyways. Let's move on from there, guys. High Rock Summer. This is almost essential for this deck. This is a rare card, so it's going to cost you a little bit more to get this one. As you will know, rare cards cost 100 to summon, but having 3 of these are almost essential to this deck because it's going to give you a lot of great Acronaut creatures. It's going to give you ones that are guards, have wards, or have breakthrough. It's going to really help you out in the long run. I really highly suggest you keep 3 of these in the deck. Ice Spike is just a good early way to gain another card, and it combos really well if you have something like Crystal Tower Crafter. The way I usually use this card is like on my 4th turn, I'll have Crystal Tower Crafter and Ice Spike, and then I can draw a card and Crystal Tower Crafter powers up at the same exact time. Soul Split is very obvious. It's a common card that gives you 2 monsters in both lanes. Easy thing to do. You could use this as well with a combo with stuff like Spy Masters. So you have a lot of different ways to destroy Spy Masters at your own timing. So you could wait to destroy Spy Master when you have 7 Magicka, or you could destroy him the moment you only have 2. So I mean, or yeah, you could do it and you have 2 because you literally have Cruel Fire Bloom. Moving on from there, Crushing Blows, very obvious, a very standard issue cards for decks like these. You're going to want to have a lot of different ways to clear out monsters. This deck is not, these cards are not in there for your winning. These are cards you're going to mostly be using to take care of destroying opponents' guards or creatures that are standing in your way. So with that win out of the way, let's bring up another match so you guys can see while we're actually playing. Let me just play that for you guys right now. All right. Let's make sure that it's muted because I do not want no audio playing in the background. So here we go. Here's another version of a match, me playing with the same deck. Cunning Ally, great card. Overall, another common card. If you have Intelligence card as a top card in your deck, you're going to get yourself a free Firebolt. So that allows you to get up to 6 Firebolts, which is really, really powerful for a deck like this. And as almost 90+% of the cards in this deck is all freaking Intelligence, so almost all the time this is going to work. We already talked about this card right here. This is a great way to get a really powerful card late game. Tefania Alchemist. This one's great because of the fact that once he gets destroyed, you're going to get another actions. The actions obviously help you out a lot with this deck because it powers stuff up like Crystal Tower Crafter. Moving on from there, we have ourselves over here, the Conjurer. The Conjurer sounds a really great guard for you guys. So the Frost Acronaut, it's a 5/5 guard, so having this is really helpful for you, especially if you want to activate yourself. The ways you could activate this card yourself, even though it's an epic, and I know I have 3 of these as an epic, but still overall the deck is quite cheap versus all the other decks I've ever made. Like this deck only costs 9,000 soul gems compared to all the legends I have in most of the other decks, or the 3 copies. This is one of the few cards I'm gonna say, being an epic, you're gonna want to have at least have 3 copies of it because you could activate it using Firebolt. You could activate it if you have the Firestorm on the field and you have 2 of them. There's a lot of different ways to activate this card and get it to work really well for you, and it even combos really well with Elixir of Deflection, and Elixir of Deflection is only an actual rare card. It's not even like a freaking epic or legendary, so it's a really easy card to put out. Lightning Bolts are common, standard issue, 4 damage to the face or 4 damage to an opponent creature. There's not going to be a lot of times where you're going to be using like 2 in a row to win the match. It's more or less, there's going to be situations where you're going to be wiping out creatures, and maybe at the last second, if you need to just do an extra 4 or 3 damage, this is where you win with the game. But it's not going to be a situation where you're going to be trying to use all of it to the face. So I would highly suggest newcomers save these to situations where you think you're going to need to get rid of a guard, get rid of a creature that's really going to screw up your day, like a Khajiit that gets like the burglar who gets powered up over turn every single time it attacks. The Mundus Stone is one of the only ways you're going to be able to get any keywords like Drain in this deck and Lethal, because this deck doesn't have cards like that, because of the fact that I want to make it very simple but still playable. So the Mundus Stone, if you have this legendary card, which mostly everybody who plays this game eventually gets it because it's just such a good freaking support card. You could almost say it's the best support card in the game for any deck in general, just like any, it goes, like, I can't think of a deck that, hey, if it has it, okay, if it doesn't have it, it's not alright, but it's not a deck it's not a card that's going to hurt a deck by, well, it could hurt it by having it, but in general, if you get the right keyword, it could change up how the game plays. So I think including it is really good. If you want to replace it for something that doesn't cost as much, definitely feel free to do that. But I thought about having this in there because it's worked out well for me, given different keywords, as you guys will see from this match right here, that definitely could help you come back when you need it, or in situations where you could gain drain, like I said, because you don't have many other ways to get health from this deck. Elixir Deflection is obviously very simple. And here we go with the Wind type card. We got the Hex Mage. The Hex Mage is a great card. Every single time you use action, it deals 2 damage to your opponent's life. Obviously, you have 18 actions in this deck. So 18 actions, that's a lot of different possibilities to use this. As a common card, I have 3 of her in the deck. And remember, with the Tavani Alchemist right over here, an Arcanist, every time he gets destroyed, you gain another action. So that's possible 3 more actions into your hand to combo with her right here. Ice Storm is another action. I'm gonna highly suggest you at least have one of this in this deck, just because of the fact that when you need to clear house and clear the field, this card's gonna be essential for you. It's just gonna save your ass, because a lot of times with decks in the strength department, like versus a battle mage, a lot of these cards have pretty good high attack but low defense, and you're going to be able to use Ice Storm at your 6th turn to just clear the field and reset and then keep on going. Yes, stuff like Lightning Bolt can help you out with that, but I prefer the Ice Storm over shackling everybody with this deck. And this is where it's going to have to cost you, because I really do think this card is essential. You're going to need at least 1, but I would highly suggest 2. We have the Supreme right here. She is so essential. She gets summoned. She summons 2 other Arcanauts, and those ones do 2 damage each. So that's 4 damage, and every single time you summon a monster, you're going to get another 2 extra damage. That's the type of card that's going to help you win a match. And as you will see from the way I set up this deck, a lot of the creatures in this deck is very low level, so you know, like 1s, 2s. There's lots of, like, if you look at the breakdown right here, we have 16 2-cost creatures, so you're gonna have a lot of possibilities to use her in combinations with that. All right, guys, and especially if you have her on the field and then get to use something like Conjuring to summon something even stronger, it could be a really big game changer for you guys, especially if you get something like Mirak the Dragonborn and steal a very powerful creature from your opponent or something like that. All right. But that's basically the overview of this deck right here, guys. I think it works really well. You guys should feel free to take out anything you don't like. Like I said, the Mundus Stone is not essential. I just think it's a great support card. I think it's the best, personally. I know some people might not agree with me in that, but I've used it in so many different types of decks, and it always helps out when it works. Oh boy, it works. Oh boy, does it work, guys. Only thing else I will say, that if you want to change it up and play a little bit different than me, you could take out the Crushing Blows as well if you don't really think you need them. You could take those out and add in Ice Spikes if you want to draw more cards and always keep cards in your hand. I haven't had a real problem about running out of cards with this deck. That's not really what the type of thing that makes me lose. Like there's a lot of different ways to get cards into your hand, obviously, with the stuff like him right here, the Navigator. Like there's definitely different ways to get cards and keep cards in the field. So it's not that you're gonna run out of cards, but if you think you are, you could definitely put in more Ice Spikes instead. You could switch out Soul Split and add in, if you have this card, you could add in right over here the spawn in, but that's if you're leveled up your high enough to have them work this way, where you get 2 in each lane. So like I said, this is for beginning players, and beginning players might not have actually leveled up to the point that they actually have these spawn in 2 in each lane. So that's the point of this deck right here. Something that a lot of players who are new to the game could actually play and actually have fun with and actually win. I know it's a mono-color deck, but it works. You guys see it right here. This is one of the longer matches I'm played right here, and it's gonna work, and I'm gonna win this match, and that's gonna be that for my opponent. There's really nothing he could do right now. He could pop out all these stuff right now. He could kill my creatures as much as he wants, but as you guys will see at the end, I come back and win any single ways. Beaky here with the Untitled Game Show. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will be back with more matches and more of me on camera. I know it's been a while, very soon. Let me know what you guys want to see from me as well on this channel. I know it's been a while since I've been on camera, but life happens. I do have a favor to ask you guys out there. Let me turn off this video. I want you guys to help me out with this question right here. See, I got this comment on my recent review of Altar of Despair. Now, if you guys don't know what Altar of Despair is, just for anybody who's new out there, it's this card right here. Let me move my camera. So the guy basically said this card sucks because I did my review and I tried to explain what this card does, why I like it, what's wrong with it, and all that stuff. But in general, I see this a lot. I see this a lot on forums. I see this a lot around. People just don't understand why do they get a ton of sweet rolls. And I thought I did a good job explaining it. If you don't have cards in your deck, it's going to give you sweet rolls. So I want you guys to let me know, how would you word it to tell somebody in a like written form that Altar of Despair will give you sweet rolls only when you don't have a card in your deck to summon. Like if you don't have a card that costs us 3, if you already drew all 3 cards, the only thing you can summon is a sweet roll. So I understand why some people just hate this card because they keep getting sweet rolls, but you have to build your deck so that at every turn from 1 all the way up to at least 5, you're not going to be getting a sweet roll. You're going to have enough copies of cards at that. So I've been seeing this so much around that I'm like, man, there must be a really good way to explain this that's really simple. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Till next time, guys, like, subscribe, and share your own opinions. Or dislike. You might not like this deck. I know this is a little more controversial versus all my other decks that were like, oh yeah, I can play these in ranks. Like, oh yeah, like this one, Pillow Furs. Still haven't shown the Gardener Sword deck, guys. I love this deck. I mean, I have so many videos recorded me kicking ass with it, but I just think that it's not perfect. Like there's something missing with this deck that I just want to find that. Because when you lose with the Gardener Sword deck, you lose. You just lose. But when you win, it is a win. It's a win. Till next time, peace.